This is the Diman Regional School Committee meeting for March 12, 2026. We have a roll call.
Mr. Jennings,
Yeah.
Mr. Beegan.
Yeah.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Here.
Attorney Flanagan,
Here.
Mr. Manuels,
Yeah.
Mrs. Menard.
And we have a form that constitutes Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20 F. Any member of the public may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting. First notify the chair and must comply with the reasonable requirements regarding audio or video equipment established by the chair.
Mr. Manuels, yes.
All right, we're going to open up the public hearing on school budget. Need a motion? I'll make a motion. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, what's the?
Thank you.
Okay, so today I'd like to present the 2027 budget for Diman Regional. On the first slide, you will find our calculation for our net school spending for FY27. For the member towns and communities, their total required contribution will be $10,546,624, which is an increase of $742,749 due to the increase of the number of students. The driving factor for post-secondary students for LPN with their full-time program. And the net school spending amount that we will be looking to spend is $35,666,374, which is a $2,029,432 increase from last year. So this slide here is just a breakdown of the member towns and their required minimum contribution. There are certain factors that calculate into how the DESI calculates your minimum contribution, which is based on relative wealth, property value, income based on state tax returns, and revenue growth. So with that being said, Fall River had an increase of 30 students, bringing their minimum contribution to $4,115,155. Somerset was down 5 students, but their increase is still $2 million. Their minimum contribution was $2,040,515. Swansea had no change. Their minimum contribution will be $2,327,586. And Westport is up 3 students, and their contribution will be $2,063,368, with an overall change of $742,749. So this next slide just shows the overall trend from 22 through 27 with the increase and decrease in students. Again, some of this is driven by the LPN program and the number of students that are in district. So from 26 to 27, there is an increase of 28 students. The required district contribution again is $742,739. Our chapter 78 is up by $1,286,683. with an overall increase of our net school spending of $2,029,432. This here is a breakdown of our transportation expenditures. We have 17 routes that we have in 2 vans, and our contract is for $1,332,690. We also built in $15,000 for repairs and $59,456,000 for fuel for our vans, or for any. This could also be used if we have to add any additional routes for any anticipated costs. So the total budget for transportation will be $1,470,146. We are anticipated to receive Chapter 71 aid according to the cherry sheet of $1,011,858. Your member towns will be responsible for $395,288 of the transportation budget. Fall River, based on the number of students and their ratio, will be assessed $288,864. Somerset will be $39,843. Swansea will be $38,008. Westport will be $28,572. This slide just shows the capture of the debt schedule for the $100 million borrowing for the MSBA project. At this time, this is the only borrowing we are looking for 27. I'm working with bond counsel right now. We will be looking to do a small ban to finish out the project in 2020 for FY 27, but it will not come due until 2028. So there'll be no financial impact next fiscal year. So the overall amount that we would need to collect from the member towns is $6,916,500 for the MSBA debt. According to the Bible, according to Fall River would be responsible for $5,291,123. Somerset would be assessed $677,817. Swansea would be assessed $580,986, and Westport would be $366,575. So these next two slides just give an overall summary of each of the expenditures by their function code. The function code in the 1100 series is the administration portion. The second one is in the 2000 series, which is the academic portion. So the admin portion makes up 7.43% of the budget. The educational portion is approximately 55% of the budget. And then on the next slide, we have our other student expenditures and our maintenance and our school choice. And our maintenance is 10.32%. Other student expenditures is 5.83%, and our employee benefits is 21.29%. So this is also just a breakdown to show that most of our budget is being allocated for the educational expenditures for the students. That does include salaries in that amount. And it's just to show just the breakdown of the chart. I just wanted to highlight a few changes that we will see in the budget for FY 27. One of them is there's an increase in the teacher salary line due to the number of the staff in the LPM program, as well as the increase in steps for regular teachers. There's an increase in the textbook account line for the purchase of new books for the history department. We have increased the expenditure amount for the security because we are anticipating hiring 2 additional security guards for the new school. We have increased the custodial expense with the anticipation of 2 additional custodial staff due to the increased size of the building. We have decreased the heat due to the switch from oil to natural gas. We have increased the utility services, mainly electricity, due to the increase in the size of the new building. And we also increased the technology salaries line with the anticipation of 1 additional IT person. And this here is just a summary of the revenues. Our Chapter 70 Foundation aid would be $25,119,750. The community assessments will be $10,546,624, with the total of $35,666,374. Then there will be the additional $395,288 for the regional transportation for the members. And then 1.9 for the principal on the bond, and the $5,016,500 for the interest on fund.
I'm just curious.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question. Okay. Excuse me. Community assessments, do you know what last year, what the community assessments was?
Yes. So you don't mind holding that? one more. You can find one.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, right here. So in third, the third column and the second column from the right-hand side, that is the assessments from 26, and then the assessments for the 27.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone from the audience have any questions on the budget? Or anybody digest? Was it? It's a lot to digest. Yeah. No one, Elliot?
Just double check.
All right, now it opens up discussion, presentation from, school.
I think normally you do that when you go into
One
open
is-
session. This closes out the public hearing. Then you guys normally will have that regular agenda right later on. I think it's on. Matter 3.1, other matters A. That's when you normally open up discussions. Check for the members involved.
All right, we don't have, questions.
No, nobody posted anything on the chat.
I'll take a motion to close out the, public hearing.
Motion made.
Need a second?
Okay.
All in favor? Aye. Now we'll open up the, public hearing on school choice. Need a motion? Motion made. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now this is the, public hearing on school choice. Anybody in, question?
You normally make a statement at this point, just so that you know that you normally don't elect school choice because we have this about it. It's far behind our enrollment capabilities. So we normally don't entertain school choice. If anybody in the public wants to speak, then.
No, nobody online wants,
No.
school choice. All right. Need a motion to close out the, school choice. Okay. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, need a motion to go into, regular school meeting.
So moved.
Need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. All right, need a 1.5 approval for the February 12, 2026 minutes.
Miss-
Need a second?
Mr. Jennings, I'm so sorry. Because Mr. DiBiaseo is online, we have to do all roll call
All
votes.
votes.
Sorry, completely spaced that out. Sorry, Mr. DiBiaseo.
That's all right.
Okay. Yeah, roll call vote on the minutes.
Who made the motion? Sorry, I missed that.
Motion made.
And then,
Second, I think.
Second.
okay. Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseo,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
1.6, the student report, Chase.
Hello, I'm Chase Albanese Awer. I look forward to having graphics, and I work at Chick-fil-A, going to volunteer at Charlton, and this year's student representative. I have also recently qualified as a Skills USA State Officer. Once I graduate, I would like to pursue law. As for our current events, New England made it through the devastating snowstorm that caused us to miss a whole week of school. Many places outside of school were closed due to the snow building up to around 4 feet tall. Students have completed the district's test for Skills USA, and we have received our results. Spring sports are starting to begin as sign-up ended on the 9th. AP contracts are starting to get collected for sophomores and juniors. And DECA has went to states, and they will come back Sunday, hopefully with a lot of awards. As for ongoing issues, the only one I could have was the week we had off of snow. Obviously, there's no way we could have gone into school with the amount of snow that we had. But now that we are back in school, as far as B weeks, we are very behind in academics and vice versa for A weeks with Sean. I understand that we will have another week of school with our last day, to my knowledge, being June 24th. But while there was not a good way to circumvent this, I do want to point out that I've already heard a few students who are very reasonably unhappy with the extra week that they now have. And I wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that not a strong number of students, but a lot were considering just not being here for the last week. So I wanted to make sure people were aware of that, regardless of, they seemed very passionate on not coming in regardless of the consequences. But I wanted to make sure everyone was aware, so that way, to my knowledge, the academic classes, I'm not sure about shops, are just gonna tack on whatever we would have had during that week we had off at the end of the year. So I believe that is probably the best course of action, but that is all I had.
It would have been nice to do remote on those days. Unfortunately, that's not an option for us anymore.
State of Massachusetts doesn't allow remote, unfortunately, and that was shut down after COVID. Rhode Island does allow it, and I heard a lot of comments from fellow superintendents saying that they wish it was. However, living in reality, the state of Massachusetts is doing what they're doing. The only thing that Massachusetts did allow through the commissioner was that the commissioner did allow for waivers to be filed. Anybody who went over amount of days and I had to go to school during the week 27th, the very last week of June. But it had to still be voted on by the school committee. I do know that Rehoboth was one of those. The superintendent did in fact not want to have school because he would have been getting out on, well, it was up to June 30th. He had recommended it. They did all their research, $900 elementary, $990 in the high school was the minimum they had to do. It hit all the bells and whistles, went to the school committee on Monday night and they voted it down. So the students from Dayton Rehoboth are there until June 30th, even though they could have waited.
They can't go beyond.
What's our last day?
Contract.
Our last day is June 24th.
Oh.
We started in August, and that is a saving grace. Okay, when we get into this kind of a couple, 3 days of snow days might happen. This was abnormal as we had 7 days of snow days this year, which is, no one builds that into their calendar. 5, yes, 7, no. But we still fell well below the June 30th cutoff. So we were in good shape.
But allowing remote in the academic setting is probably not a bad idea, but vocational side, you're missing out. You can't do vocational from home.
Not everyone has printing presses or welding machines just in their basement, so that I understand.
Well, people handled it during COVID, so there is a way for the vocational community to still stay up with their studies, although it does come out more like a related experience than it does as a pure hands-on. And just a comment on students who elect not to come to school during the last week. And you said that they're willing to suffer the consequences. Don't forget, that could be failure for the year resulting in summer school. So if they don't like coming in the last 2 days or 3 days of school, they're really going to hate not coming in over summer school for 4 weeks.
Thank you.
And Mr. Bentley, remember back when you were just starting out at time and we had the 78 blizzard, we lost our April vacation. So,
We did.
So we're not losing April vacation. So tell them they're lucky. We're going to just add a week on, which is I'd rather have a week at the end of the year than lose my April vacation like we did.
The commissioner in his directive about the June 26th and letting people not go beyond that, he made sure that everyone did have a vacation because he's a believer that the students do need time away from school to refresh, reconnect with their family and do family related things. But was a strong argument to say no school should go beyond the 26th. He cannot make that mandatory. He can suggest it highly with the device of being able to petition. And he would grant the petition to waive the days, but still had to go through a process. So he did try to make it as easy as possible for schools not to go too late. However, we're in good shape with August 24th. June 24th.
June 24th.
I'm already on next year.
August is when they coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a meeting that's left? Any other questions or comments? Cases report. Hearing none. Thank you. Moving on to 0.1, any discussion property liability insurance.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, I'm going to actually, Ms. Petrasso speak to this, as she's done a yeoman's job on looking at what is available for us.
Back a few months ago, I was asked to look into a new broker for our insurance. So what I did was I reached out to other regional school districts to see which brokerage they're using. So we received 6 responses. We had the Alera Group, which is formerly the Sylvia Group. We had Bob Mikowski Insurance, Sullivan Group, LaPointe Insurance, MIIA, and Howden. I reached out to all of them. I only received 4 responses after several attempts. And at this point, I would like to make a recommendation to move to the Alera Group, as they have worked with a numerous amount of vocational schools and schools in this local area. They are located in New Bedford, so they're local enough where they come out if we needed anything. They were really great to speak with. We did not have to ask a question. They laid out everything for us that we knew exactly what we needed. They would structure their fee structure exactly how our current brokerage is handling it. So it will be a lateral move with a better service.
All right, I did question Melissa on, the cost of the insurance
Yes.
and if you can,
So the Alera Group and the Sullivan, the Alera Group and Howden both do it where it is actually built into our policy. So there is no, it can change depending on the insurance rate, but there's a set commission, if you will, that they receive. So there's no definite breakdown. Whereas the Sullivan Group would be looking to assess a fee outside of what our current insurance company charges. But that could change. Their fee could change, so.
and the fee from what we were paying.
They are looking to mirror exactly what we're doing now, and they said it's pretty standard, what we would be paying now. It's between 12 to 15% of our coverage is what the commission is for the brokerage. But we don't see that, it's not broken down, it's not a definite formula, but they said the max is usually 15%.
And you found that happy with their customer service portion.
The Sylvia Group was very responsive. I did receive a letter of recommendation from a local vocational school that they are working with. I also spoke with that business manager, and they have had nothing but great things to say about their company. They're very responsive, and they also mentioned that if we need anything for health insurance, they would also assist with that as well, which is not something we're currently doing.
And residents having,
So are we looking at the same coverage for the same price? Is that what we're looking at?
Basically, yes.
Or
Yes,
a better
better service.
service?
Yes.
Or more responsive, better communication?
Yes.
Just as edification to the board, and I don't want to speak to Jim. But we had a very significant issue happen this year. One of our student athletes, and had a very difficult time dealing with our current insurance carrier. Quite frankly, my opinion only is they had a person that handled our account for many, many, many years, probably 3 decades, who was outstanding, probably the leader in the industry. And he left, he retired. And this got passed over to a couple of other people, and we had a bad experience service wise. So I don't want to just think that Melissa's saying the word service as being like just a word thrown out there. We had a very difficult time getting to the bottom of what our coverages even were, even getting copies of policies. So that's why I think when she says that, the word service, the better service, because we had a bad experience, and very difficult to get information, very difficult to get policies. So I think that's what precipitated, and I don't want to speak for Mr. Jennings, his inquiry or request to Mr. Picasso to go look for, potentially other coverages.
The only thing I'm concerned about is going out of our district.
I can understand
Yeah.
that, but in the conversations that we had with this particular group, they are based out of New Bedford. And one of the factors that they touted was that they are dealing with some major cases that occurred at Greater New Bedford Vocational, some very major cases. They have a staff that is large enough to be responsive. And that of the companies we interviewed together, they were the best of coming through with not promising, but actually say, you can check on us. We did this, we did this, we did this. They kind of said, go check on what we're doing. And Melissa did. And it came back positive. That's what DX was. And that, what Attorney Brigham was saying, in the situation that happened, they were not responsive to us. And it got to a critical situation, very critical situation.
And Mr. Bernard, the people that we ended up dealing with were both millennial. They were
Philadelphia.
We were going to,
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. We finally got some resolution from some local people who helped us, but that's not the people we were dealing with. So,
And I mean, we did reach out locally and the one local company we did, we sent them their policies and they did say that they cannot handle everything that we need. So we did do our due diligence with that as well.
okay,
So yes, we did. We had a meeting with them. Because I do understand, you want to stay within your communities.
yes.
And while I know Rebecca is outside of our community, it was the second closest, if you will, to being in an area where if you needed to call them, they're only 20 minutes away. And they'd be willing to come out. So yes.
Traditional rivals.
Yeah, that's okay. But we did look local first. Yes.
and one more thing, and I don't want to play with the point, but I think it's because Mr. Big and the members of the board, I don't think it's been looked at for a considerable number of years. That way, I think because we always had this one person, who wasn't one person, we had one representative who was just outstanding. Serviced our needs, a phone call away, lived in Somerset, just excellent.
So when you hear 1,000 times, you get one person who does a great job and there's 3 people that take their place and they just can't toe the line.
But I will say that
It
there
is what it
were
is.
a lot
I'm
of
capable.
districts are. So it's not just here, it is in other places as well. So
Yeah, I'm good with it. I appreciate it.
yes, no, I think
No, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No
So
problem.
it's
Anytime.
the Lara Group.
Yes, the recommendation
Yes,
is
yes.
to appoint a clerical located in New Bedford, Mass. as certificates, new insurance brokers as presented by Mr. Sharp.
Need a motion on that?
So moved.
Could I have a clip?
Yeah.
Now, our policies up, but
So this,
what's happening?
our policies are up on June 30th.
Okay,
so
so
we
it's gonna take effect at the expiration date.
Or they can actually fill out a form and take over as soon as you approve this.
It doesn't cost us any money.
So they can do an emergency or we can just wait. Because
I'm
they
just
know,
asking,
and
that's it, make
I
a
just
decision.
appreciate it.
I wasn't part of that
Yes.
discussion, so I wasn't sure how the board
We
was
can
handling.
wait till our policies are up, but they can get everything going before our policies, so there's no lapse in
Paid up
coverage.
to date?
Are we
Are we
paid
paid
up
up
to
to-
date? Yes, yes.
So we would have to get a refund from from.
So we don't pay HUD directly. We don't pay them directly.
Okay.
We pay through our insurance company. It's built into the bill.
It's, okay, I really, doesn't really have to wait, but we're.
Yeah.
Middle of March, so June is not that far.
That's fine, but at least we can get the motion going where they can get everything going. So they would be okay with waiting until this policy lapse that we started to make sure we have everything in place when it's time to make a change.
We'll start July 1st.
That's perfectly fine.
All right, so I have the motion, I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call? Seeing Don's. Flower.
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
3.1, discussion on the F-27 budget. As of it presented. With the questions.
I just had a couple of Mr. Jennings.
Go ahead, Don.
Okay. I just had, thank you for correcting the electric. I really appreciate that. The maintenance fund is jumping way up. Are you trying to replace Leslie Miles' position? Because our understanding was when Miles had that position to learn from Glenn, Glenn, that job was supposed to go away completely. Are we trying to get that job back?
Yes.
Why trying to put it back? It was supposed to go away.
I
didn't think that that was the case, but you definitely need a second person to supervise in his absence. You don't have anyone to supervise in his absence.
They always had the lead guy, which is in this case was Alan prior to Miles being hired, and then Miles. Um, my thing is after this 1 year of the companies managing and overseeing the units on the roof and the boiler room and all that, I would rather spend the money on a service contract that we're definitely going to have anyways for these companies to come and service this equipment rather than hire somebody else and still have to have a service contract.
The service contract part of the project for the first year.
For the first year, yes, it's a warranty.
It's not a warranty. Warranty is not part of the service contract. Greg's saying it to me, that's why I'm saying it.
So as part of the contract, the majority of the equipment, including the building, has a warranty, right? Which is different from service. Some individual items, such as the elevator and some other things, have service contracts included in that cost. But generally, once you take ownership of the building and substantial after substantial completion, servicing the building is the district's responsibility. So, perfect example is changing filters on air handling units. That becomes the district's responsibility, right? Just because the contractor has a warranty on that piece of equipment, they don't come and change your filters, right? You need somebody to come and change those filters. So,
yeah, that I totally filters. Totally understand. That's part of their maintenance position. I'm talking about in the future after the project is done, we're going to have to continue that service contract that's right now under the budget of the job. But that's something we're going to have to absorb later on. And that's where I'm worried that we're going to need that money to have another service person. I don't, especially since we have the maintenance does all the grounds. They do all. We have no grounds for at least another 1.5 to 2 years. So I don't understand why we need another person at this point, especially when we were told that Miles' position would go away once he took over Glenn's position. So that's my question on that. That's a lot of money. That's over $100,000 a year plus benefits. The janitors, I see that that's rising drastically too, and I understand that the building is 100,000 square feet bigger, but most of that is shops, like it is now with our school. And they're not usually responsible for cleaning the shops. They're only going to be cleaning the classrooms, and our classroom count did not go up drastically. Our cafeteria size did, but our gym and auditorium are usually done during the day by the other custodians that are on the days. So, I mean, I don't want to hire people because we can't get it done with the people we have. That's my problem.
Mr. DiBiaseo, Brian here. The building is bigger, but we also have the reality of many more student bathrooms. It's much more than this. And the bathrooms are an area that need to be kept clean, both faculty for their bathrooms, for the student bathrooms, and we have more. We're going to have more students. We're going to have more trash. We're going to have more dirt just because we have more people in the building. The necessity of more custodians is brought about by we're increasing the population of the building. We're increasing the usage of certain areas of the building. Yes, the shops are traditionally handled by the teachers and the students themselves on trash duty, emptying barrels, and so on. But the academic areas have to be maintained, and I really do believe that another custodian, probably two, are necessary in order to clean it. The vastness of the building, too, is also something to be considered. This building here, right now, that we're sitting in today, I can get from one end of the building to the other in probably less than 3 minutes. I might be getting a little older, but I'm not getting that much slower. However, in the new building, there's a series of stairways that take us, the building is built not only long, but high. And it's the factor of the building, the space that is to be maintained, and just the vastness of it requires more people to get to it. We're not hiring yet. Right now, we don't need anybody right here in this building right now. But in the new building, just to have it clean and to stay in pristine condition, we need people. We really do. I might be proven wrong, but I don't think I will be. I think that maybe in 2 years after we've been in there for a while and literally everything is broken in and it doesn't have that new car smell anymore, I think we may be saying we might need more. But I believe that 2 is a fair start in order to get the building up, running, and maintained.
Brian, I totally agree. I don't want to get into what I really want to discuss with you. I think I'll do that separately with you at another time. But I think you understand what I'm driving at. We'll leave it at that for now.
That sounds good, Mr. DiBiasio. I look forward to it.
Okay. And then the technology services. Why is that? Why are we hiring another person? Because that's gone up from 199 to 267. Why?
Don, so, first of all, we have vocational technical school and we have top-notch technology going everywhere in this building. It is not just the smart boards in a typical classroom. We have digital boards. We have all of our VoIP phones, which are now over the internet protocols. We are going to have additional technology in the media center in all the rooms that we're going to need additional people. And not even to start up that building. And, we are not going to just walk into the classroom and be able to just plug in our computers. All that infrastructure needs to be set up by our IT people before we can start school.
Leslie, that's fine. I can totally see how we need another person, but I just don't want to start having service contracts for everything. And then they're just back to doing what they've been doing. I mean, if we're going to get service contracts, take care of the phones, take care of the smart boards, take care of this and take care of that, which is what happens, then I want to know what the extra person's going to be doing.
If we need to have the boots on the ground to be able to service all those issues that may happen when you do start up a new building.
I totally hear it, but I don't want to eliminate academic teachers because we're hiring more janitors, more security, and more tech, and we're getting rid of a teacher or two. That I don't want to see.
We're not getting rid of anybody.
If some, again, we'll talk later. But if people are retiring and we're not replacing them, and we're hiring these people, it's not right. So that's about all I have. Everything else you've answered. Melissa, thank you very much for the new changes. I appreciate.
No worries. Thank you.
Right.
All right, anybody else? Any questions, comments?
No, thank you, Leslie.
Yeah. Melissa, good job. Leslie, Brian,
Sharon.
No, I appreciate it.
All right, your recommendation to approve the FY27 budget as submitted. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Mr. Beegan?
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu?
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Manuel?
Yes.
Ms. Menard?
Yes.
Okay. 3.1B, discussion on school choice.
Yes, the recommended that the Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School and the district itself not be a choice school for the 26-27 school year because of its inability to accept all students wanting to enroll for the 4 district communities. This year, Mr. Chairman, 880 applications came in for spots that we designated for them, and the lottery is on March the 16th, and I'm sure that there are many anxious young people out there waiting to see if their number is called. But due to that large number of applications and the inability to accept everybody, it is a recommendation that Diamond not be a choice school for 26-27.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, I need a motion. Need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Roll call?
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Mr. Beegan?
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu?
Yes.
Mr. Thank you. Attorney Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's?
Yes.
Ms. Menard?
Yes.
All right, moving on to C, MSBA school building meeting. Give a report on the project.
DiBiase, do you want to do that, or would you like me to start it off, or?
No.
Also have Mr. Joint?
Yeah,
With us?
Yeah, I see joint there. I'll let him handle that for me today. Thank you, Greg.
Thanks. Thank you all for having us here for a number of items tonight. As a basic update for the project, we're about 75% complete with the total project. Obviously, the project is in two phases. So the building phase that will occupy next September is far ahead of that 75%. Finishes are going in most places. We will start our punch list, which is our final or first check of the finished work in the first phase or the first section of building that will be complete this week and next week. So those spaces are essentially ready for occupancy, minus some things and vents, hopefully, that'll get repaired before final occupancy. The site work is coming along after 41 inches of snow shut us down for a couple days, but nothing major to report in terms of schedule. The budget for the project is doing excellent, and we're able to move forward on a couple items tonight that are before you. So you can kind of see the building now in its almost final form. Most of it here is complete. So if you've had the opportunity to go by, it's starting to look really good out in the field. We're excited to get students in there start using the building.
Good. Any questions? Moving on to the signage update.
On the signage, Mr. Chairman, Mrs. Wackerster and myself are meeting on a regular basis with the person who's coming in. Now, this is the signage that's inside the building, so this is like door signs, exits, and things of that nature. We have a lot of wall space that we want to incorporate a theme throughout the entire building. One of the themes is community. So we want representation of Forest, Somerset, Swansea, and Westport, items that come out of those areas. And that I have developed this. My English teacher, I defer here to my hospitality major. She developed a great sign that says all roads lead to Diamond, of a height of like 24, 195, 79, and Route 6. All bring students towards Diamond High School. And we're working on that kind of a theme in the building. We're doing everything from major items, which is our next one to tackle inside the weight room, with banners and representations from almost like a historical point of view of pictures from the past, bringing us to the present, to a timeline when you enter a room, the new room 251, which we believe might have a different name. It'll still be 251. But the room people may actually think it's in a room called 251. But it's a historical timeline of the beginning of Diamond into the modern facility that it is, that you see right next door, taking us from the days of Father Diamond through Hopwell Street, through here, and now into the new one. So there's concepts that we're working on, and this company is doing it as part of the project. No additional cost. Our next one to tackle is in the gymnasium. And again, we want students that when they walk into the student commons, when they walk into the train hall, it'll be like a wow moment. That is something there that represents, yes, the history of Diamond, but the modern technology that's in our building, this new Diamond and the new frontier that's in front of us. So it's quite exciting. We will have for the committee, we were hoping today, but not. But we will have some slides to show you of what we have been seeing so that you will see the representation of where we're going with this.
Great. Thank you. Moving on to reaffirm the prime contract change, PCCO number 015.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is what was voted at the school building committee. The recommendation is to reaffirm PCCO number 15 for the total amount as presented, $70,558.76.
you want to explain just what that is for the members that are not on the building committee?
Right?
Sure. The prime contract change order is essentially a change order to the construction company, self-construction, for items that were not originally included in the bid. In this case, they're relatively minor in nature, pretty standard for the course of construction. But the change order is about $75,000. Includes a number of items, say electrical outlets for equipment that was originally included, things of that nature. Is generally what these changes are, addressing things that we may need in the building, but weren't originally part of the construction contract.
Thank you. And a recommendation to reaffirm the PCCO number 015 for a total of 70,558.76. Need a motion?
So moved.
Need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Deegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel.
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
All right, moving on to reaffirm the technology purchase orders. PO request for hub technical patch cable, port cables was $9,660.80.
Let I'll defer to Mr. Joint to also explain that.
Thank you.
There's information in your.
Presented in the packet, there's a purchase order for patch cables. This is the short cables that run from the punch down panels in your technology to the switches that were bought with the technology package that you have previously approved. We didn't have final counts on these at the time we approved the previous package. So this is the kind of final connection that is made in all of the either main distribution rooms or intermediary distribution rooms for technology.
Thank you.
9,000 pounds.
That's a lot of cables.
The short patch cables.
A lot of cables.
Okay, recommendation is to reaffirm the technology purchase orders for hub technical patch cord cables as submitted. Need a motion? Motion. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Deegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel.
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
Next, reaffirm the furniture, fixtures and equipment purchase orders for Robert Lord, WB Mason and Red Spray.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is the largest item on this listing, and Mr. Joint is prepared to speak on this.
Thank you, and thank you for going through this item tonight. This is a significant step in getting occupancy of the building. This set of purchases basically make up about 95 to 99% of the furniture, fixtures, and equipment that will be purchased through the FFP package. There is a small bit that inevitably at the end needs to get purchased: storage shelves, additional chairs for things we may have, left aside, things like that. But this represents really all of the teacher furniture, the office furniture, and the student furniture for the building, apart from some of those miscellaneous items that I mentioned. There are 3 quotes, all of which come off of the collaborative purchasing that the district uses fairly regularly, MHEC. The biggest of which is Red Thread, in the amount of $1,374,430.41. Robert and George in the amount of $552. $552,936.99, and then WB Mason in the amount of $290,610.89. There was a previous purchase that the board approved for MSC Industrial, which were kind of large work desks for the shops. That has been included in our budget calculations. Those things combined do exceed what the project had set as the FFV budget. However, given that to date we really haven't expended any of the owner side contingency, there is a significant budget there to cover these overages of about $700,000. We suspect that's very easily to cover just for reference, that budget was set basically at the minimum reimbursable for, maximum reimbursable for MSBA. So you won't get additional reimbursement from MSBA while you go over this line item. However, that budget is very healthy. So MSBA has also increased your per square foot construction cost. So you're able to, really buy everything through the project and be able to operate the building with new furniture, everything from day.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I missed this in the plan.
What exactly?
Sure.
Well, this room is required as a safe space for students who, staff, the staff who need to, in order to provide milk for their babies. Okay, and that occurs during the school day. And we provide them a safe space. Currently, we have one here, but this will be inside the building also. It's required.
No, it's good. Excellent. And where's a wobble stool? A wobble stool.
It's a stool that allows students to move, so they are not there a little bit, so they can fidget and still pay attention.
For students.
I think I need one.
They don't want.
All right, thank you.
It's required.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, recommendation to reaffirm the first payment fixtures and equipment purchase orders for Robert L. Lord for $568,126.75. W.B. Mason for $290,610.89. Red Thread for $1,174,000.
She's going now.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, if I might,
Yeah.
the Robert H. Lord amount should be in the amount of $552,900. 552,936.99. There was as a clarification, there was a revision. We did purchase we did in the original quote have science lab demonstration tables as part of the FF&E package. We had already purchased those as part of the project for the casework. We found the error and corrected it. You should have an updated quote for final.
Okay. All right, great, thank you. So, Robert H. Lord would be $552,936.99.
Yes.
And a W.B. Mason for $290,610.89. Red Thread, $1,374,430.41. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Need a second? Again, all in favor? Aye. Need a roll call vote?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Miss Menard.
Yes.
All right, moving on to, reaffirm the chemical inventory and lab move proposal.
Yes, Devlin, Mr. Chairman, I believe that I called you and Mr. DiBiaseu on that one. And that is to initiate the chemical inventory and moving the chemicals that are in the building here over to and inventory them and bring them to the new building or dispose of them. We don't know the final price on that yet because it is an ongoing basis. There is in your packet information on Triumvirate, and there is a price breakdown of what each item does cost. So the recommendation is to reaffirm that chemical inventory and lab proposal.
Need a motion on that? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Miss Menard.
Yes.
All right, the MSBA project expenditures.
Yes, so we have three expenditures here. We have the Colliers for professional services rendered through 2/28/26 in the amount of $129,459.02. We have the KBA invoice for professional services rendered through February 20th, 2026 in the amount of $186,207.71. We have the AF for Suffolk for the period ending February 20th, 2026 in the amount of $5,224,147.29.
The recommendation to approve the MSBA project expenditures as submitted, the motion,
So moved.
your second, all in favor? Aye. Roll call,
Mr. Jennings,
yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
Next, 3.1, other matters, D, we have personnel, Mr. Benton.
Yes, Chairman and members of the committee, you've seen on your appointments, these are the most recent appointments, these are for the secondary programs that we have here. Including launching mathematics substitute and something very funded. The Mariano, very successful in acquiring a grant for the CTE curriculum, develop leaders and the work that they will be doing to update and to make sure that all our vocational curriculums are up. Next on there, you do see anticipated vacancies for the 26-20 year. Of the ones that are listed there, there will be changes, instructors there. There was also one there for the administrator, as you see, should be taken up later tonight, I believe. And we also, I informed you of the resignation of Addison Zenny, programming web instructor, and she has submitted her letter of resignation. It was actually effective. That's what we.
Thank you. D, we will be, coming back to that one later on. All right, F, student travel.
We do have some requests for travel. The very first one comes from Beach Winners and Facilities Maintenance Management. Submitted an out-of-state travel request for students to attend and explore advancements in building technologies at the J Live Show at Rhode Island Convention Center on March 27th, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. The recommendation is to approve that out-of-state travel request being submitted by Mr. Chouinard of the Facilities Management Program to attend the Rhode Island Convention Center on March the 27th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Motion to approve. So, need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
The second one was information, Mr. Jennings, that we had reached out to you to approve this as the conflict was not conflict, but the event was coming in prior to tonight's meeting, and it has already concluded, except for one student. And that was that Michelle Bernier, the dental assisting instructor, has submitted an after-school hours travel request for students to take the infection control exam at Pearson Testing in Wellesley, Mass. It did take place March 10th, from 12 to 9 p.m. The recommendation is to reaffirm that vote for the students who went there on March 10th, 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. They were actually back a little bit earlier than that, but that was the scheduled time for them to be.
Need a motion to reaffirm? Motion. Need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
And we had one that also occurred yesterday. Dental assisting instructor department head Swix. She submitted an after-school hours travel request for students to take the board exam at Pearson Testing Center, also in Wellesley, Mass. Yesterday, and it was from 2 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And the recommendation is to reaffirm what was granted over the phone for them to travel there and to take that board exam yesterday, p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Need a motion to reaffirm?
Motion made.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
And on that, Mr. Jennings, it was a good thing that you granted it, and we reaffirmed it tonight, because this took place yesterday and the day before, you know the results.
Both groups, all of them passed.
Oh, great. Very good.
Yeah.
That's a major step
job.
in the certification. Very good. That's good news.
All right, moving on to G, the 25-26 school year.
So on the 25-26 school year, which is the one that we're in right now, due to the snow day closures, you can see that there are 7 dates where school was closed and 7 proposed dates. It does take us to June the 24th, as being the very last day of school. The recommendation is to approve those dates that we're now adding on to our school calendar to have the year end on June 24th, 2026.
Need a motion? Motion. Need a second? All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu.
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
All right, H, we have the 26-27 school year.
And on this calendar, because it was worked out successfully between Mrs. Wackerson and the TA, I'm going to let her report about that.
First, I do want to let the committee know that our teachers, the Teachers Association was amazing with working through this process. We knew that the task at hand, we knew we were gonna need extra time, and I want them to feel comfortable in the building before the kids come in. And they can start acclimating the kids. I mean, it's no small task when we need to find the nearest bathroom, especially when we only have 2 minutes to go before the next bus, right? So, what they've done is, they're going to come in. They're gonna switch the department head day that they're required to do and allow that little bit of flex. Normally, the department heads come in for the day before the teachers report. They are giving us an extra day to come in with the trade-off of 2 11 o'clock dismissals later on in the year. I think that was a very fair trade, and I commend them. They knew it. It wasn't very hard to get this done. So I just.
Good job. Yeah, and what it does do is that at the beginning of the school year, this is the second part, with students in the building and everyone trying to find their way, it's going to take some time to settle in. So the teachers are coming in 3 days before the school year begins with no students. They will be in, they will be busy in their classrooms or shops, getting themselves all settled in. The students will be coming in that week on a Thursday when they come in. But the teachers by that time will be into a routine of where things are, simple things. Where's the cafeteria? Where's the bathrooms?
Practice fire drills without the
that's-
kids in the building.
That's the things we need for the faculty to be aware of, exits, entrances, just different, anyway, they're coming in 3 days before, and it'll work out well. We begin school in earnest on that Thursday with a half day. There's a holiday weekend. Labor Day is the 7th of September, which is the latest they possibly be. They come back on that Tuesday for another half day, and then we are off and running for the school year. And the calendar is with a projected ending date of June 18th, I think it is. Yes, that's what we're scheduled to have done this year.
Okay.
But next year.
The recommendation to approve the 26-27 school year calendar as submitted. Need a motion? Need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Need a.
Ms. Jennings, Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
Okay, I, use of facilities agreement with UCC.
Bristol Community College has paired up with Diamond Regional in a most successful partnership, the HVAC program, which is still ongoing. Based upon that, they also reached out to us, would it be something that we could do with CNC and the machine shop, because there was a need for trained machinists, and again, they looked to Diamond to provide that training at their cost on the grant. Following a similar pattern, they formulated a draft agreement, a memorandum of understanding between Bristol Community College and Diamond Regional. It is in the exact same format, language as the existing one. The difference on this one is that this is not going to begin until January of 2027. So there's plenty of time to prepare, have our building in shape for them, and have the students and to hear from Bristol Community College about being trained by our teachers on our machinery after school hours. Working well in HVAC right now, there's been 100% attendance, 100% of the days. So they're very pleased. Based upon that, what report that I just gave to you, they formulated this, and this is my recommendation is to approve this particular facility form. BCC and the MOU rather as agreement, I'm sorry, the use of facilities agreement, BCC as presented.
You can take, Mr. Chairman, you can take I and J, they're the same.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, use the use of facilities. Yeah, but they have to put that in as a request. It will be the same format to what they're paying us.
need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Roll call?
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Mr. Beegan?
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu?
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Manuel?
Yes.
Ms. Menard?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Jay, it's just for the fees and the.
Yes, that is it. Once the agreement, yeah, but they need to have that use of facilities for the payment schedule.
Okay.
And that's what that's for.
So next would be your recommendation to approve the request by BCC to use the precision, the machining and engineering shop.
Yes. That would go along with the fee schedule. They would be, once the fee is changed by this committee, it would be $300 per day in the shop area. Again, they provide the payment to our teachers. They handle the money aspect of payments.
Okay, need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Roll call?
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Mr. Beegan? Mr. DiBiaseu?
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Manuel?
Yes.
Ms. Menard?
All right, moving on to a discussion exploring new vocational program options.
Yeah, this is what concern is pulling this aspect of it there. But this does come on the heels of looking at what we offer, potentially what we could offer.
So I just want to open up the discussion of exploring. So first of all, when we were starting the MSBA project, many of you know that we couldn't build the building without Chapter 74 approval of all the vocational programs. Obviously, we want to look in there and see space and opportunities. Over the last couple of school committee meetings, especially around freshman placement, we've had a lot of discussion about programs that may be struggling with enrollment or maybe just some updates. So you have to do dive into labor market analysis. You also have to look at what this region and where the potential job growth over the next 10 years is going to go. It's the programs of the future. We had very heated discussions about even facilities management when we changed that shop code. And the whole entire framework changed. But in the same breath, we're worried about not having people on staff that have that training to run our new building. If we're going to live up to our name and our reputation of being a vocational school, then we need to start diving deeper into some curriculum that makes sure that we're training students for the jobs that appear 10 years from now. So I want to do a deep dive. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of applications. I can tell you that there are 4 in this sector right now that may cause either some expansion of existing programs, some permission from the Department of Education to duplicate programs that Durfee may be already offering, and to look at some dual enrollment opportunities for our seniors that may want to go a different path. There are 4 sectors in the Greater Fall River on a first glance that have a high need right now, and I didn't put together a presentation, but a high need of labor market needs in the next 10 years. The first is cybersecurity. We know that every day. We have a programming and web program already. We need to look at the possible of either morphing what we're delivering in the web and programming design and maybe morph that curriculum into more of an internet working and cybersecurity program. We also have media and TV broadcasting, which again is a segue into some of our existing programs. We also have the opportunity, we know that our health careers, medical assisting, and all of that are booming. There's an option for perhaps adding an EMT portion. And I also want to permission to meet with the Department of Education to see if we can possibly make a Leland protective services framework, because that expands into security and surveillance, which are also a big sector in the Greater Fall River area. Now, from what I understand, they are allowing comprehensive schools to duplicate because the interest in vocational education is so high. They're allowing comprehensive schools to duplicate programs that are already set in the regional vocational technical arena. If they're doing it one way, then they can do it the other way, and that was the charge. But I didn't want to do so without the committee's blessing. I didn't want you to think that I wasn't being transparent. You know, I want our teachers will be involved if there is some duplication or revamping of their projects, or their programs rather, they will be involved in that process. But we need to, again, we're moving into a new building with a new vision. We need to prepare that so that Diamond is offering career and technical programs that will get us for another 100.
So are you looking to add shops or are you looking just to advance what we already
Well,
have?
we need to look, because shops take space, right?
Right.
Right, so there are some creative things, you know, if you hire someone outside, I've seen quite a few different models. There are some creative things where I think that, given our current vocational program layout, we could do some things a little bit different to add without reducing the number of programs that we have.
You brought up the point about doing it one way, not going the other way would be media and that's
Yeah, it could be
offered over
Yeah.
already at Durfee, right?
as elective
But
classes,
it's not
not
a
a chapter 74. But remember what I said, if Durfee goes to the Department of Ed and wants to start an electrical program, the Department of Ed is gonna approve it. They've already done it, they've reached out, they've expanded, they're starting, Brockton is building a new school. They're adding medical assisting and electrical, which are already at Southeastern. Bristol Plymouth is starting a new school. Taunton High is offering engineering and health careers that Bristol Plymouth already has. Right? Again, they mark us and our accountability results are alignment to pathways. They can do it both ways.
And some of these programs, like you said, cybersecurity could be just an expansion of what we already have, the media one potentially. If you went like the fire EMS protective services, you're really looking at a classroom with some breakout rooms. It's not a lot of space.
But it also could be a dual enrollment option for our medical assisting, health assisting, or perhaps even our
Right.
dental
Well, and
assisting.
BCC also offers, protective service. They also offer an EMT program. They also offer a fire science degree. They have, could be definitely a dual enrollment opportunity with that shop as well. For these kids to come out with a degree as well.
Yes, because I mean, we've all sat into town finance meetings, right? And they're always concerned about the level of kids and putting them right out into the trade. And, in a lot of cases, all of our vocational programs require additional education. And I think that, we know we do it well. So why wouldn't we want to do it in-house?
Any other questions?
Yeah, Chairman.
Mhm.
Leslie, I hear what you're saying about adding to program web the cyber. The problem we have is 13-year-old kids don't want to do it. And it shows every year when we have the picks and we're assigning kids to these shops. We should be looking to see what is our area. All right. We're not in the Boston metro area. So like Boston Metro doesn't have auto body and auto mechanics. They have all this stuff. So what I'm trying to say is we need shops that these kids are going to be interested in. And if we're just going to add something else to program and web, and it's still going to get the same results, then why are we doing that legwork? It should be something we should be doing a survey with the kids and finding out if they had that in there, would they have taken it? But
That is part of the application process when you have two parts that you need to go through. And one is, as a matter of fact, surveying all your 8th graders, right? In your general area. Would have to submit that as part of the package for what they call portion A of expansion of vocational programs. That's part of it. And the second thing, just as a side note, I received a phone call from Walmart.
But
Yeah.
you have to stop. Jeff leaves, we don't have a quorum. I'll leave.
Sorry.
Stop. You need at least 2 towns members.
Yes.
Okay, wait, so go ahead.
Thank you. I just received a phone call from Walmart that wants to partner with Diamond because they're starting a whole new division that is around facilities, maintenance, management, and cybersecurity, and to see if Diamond would be interested in partnering with internships with their students to be able to expand with Walmart. Now, Walmart's a national
Yeah,
chain, right? So again, I think now, but if you look at just those two things, internet security and facial recognition, some of those program areas, we're not talking about jobs tomorrow because we obviously understand that there needs to be training. We need to start thinking about the jobs that we're going to be training our kids for 10, 15 years down the line.
I I totally agree. As long as the kids coming in are not being shoved in there because they didn't get one of their six choices. That's all I'm saying. That I totally hear you about the EMT, fire science. It's it's something that Jeff and I asked when Tom Orban suddenly approached us with programming and medical assisting, and his comment back was, "Sorry, we can't get it because Durfee has it." Now I understand you, like you said, that's great to know that they're doing it, but we should be looking at that's a number one shop that you would see kids taking. It would be no second choices on that one. And it is in all the other schools it's at Tri-County. I've talked to people at Bristol Plymouth, then Tri-County, and they get all number ones. So that should be what we're looking at. We should be looking at where do our kids want to go at 13 years old that doesn't know really what they really want in the future. But I can guarantee you if they take that shop, they're either going to be in the EMS, police, or fire world. And that is a great shop. But do I think cybersecurity? I mean, you said Walmart approached you on building and property. Well, building and property we don't have anymore, and that and we in cybersecurity I didn't think was part of building and property. So I'm just
Two different divisions that they're adding. The cybersecurity is part of their facial recognition that's running through their security program, which does fall in the web, in our programming and web new frameworks. There is sections in there devoted to cybersecurity. We have to be realistic. And we do have to be realistic. Our shop teachers and our students are on top of each other in this current building. We have to, and this is why I'm using the terms of explore, because what is going to change the dynamic when they finally have space and elbow room to be able to do group work and change the way that their programs are delivered and marketed. And I hear you. I know that. I want kids to get into their programs that stay here because they love what they're learning every day. I hear you. But I think too, looking at what the avenues are in a year from now, being able to come back to the committee with my investigative findings, seeing how the building is operated, and then make a plan would be the route to go. I just wanted to be upfront. This is nothing that's going to happen for next school year.
no, I hear you and I appreciate you looking into the future. I really do.
And I understand what Mr. DiBiaseo was saying too, and I agree with what you're saying, Twice, about, we have to look at the future and what jobs are gonna be in high demand. But like Mr. DiBiaseo said, we also have to see whether that job's in demand in 10 years or not. If the student at 13 years old is not interested in it, then it doesn't really do us any good. At that, because we want a student that's gonna be engaged, that's gonna come in and not only learn, but enjoy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I do think that that's where the building is going to provide us some additional opportunities. And I have, I do have a vocational lens. And when I do walk into some of our programs and I see the outdatedness of the space as a 14-year-old child or people being on top of one another, I wouldn't want to be in there either. And if you look at, the ones that are up and moving or have the ability to do group work, right? We don't have that in our current space.
And so we got a new building.
Do
Right.
you, the group that you're gonna meet, you want a subcommittee?
I would love a future of the district subcommittee. I think where we could talk about some of these things. I think that would be helpful, so I could provide updates,
Right.
you know, as, you know, and where the one thing that I have to do is, and I apologize for not doing this. I'm saying the word I. This hasn't been an I thing. Joe Massisson, our current co-op director, that's also pursuing a second license as vocational director, and Ms. Dee Mariano and I meet once a week for about an hour, digging, looking at research that we've looked at, looking at opportunities at other schools that we could go to see. We've really been doing this as a team project and having discussions, not only on the future, but what is existing and how could we make tweaks to help the instructors, right, with their program. So it's really their project. I'm just the
When do you
guy.
wanna start this?
I just wanted to, if, for your information. Because, you know, again, if I wanted the committee to be aware, because I am gonna have conversations with our teachers, right? And I didn't want to get back to you without your knowledge of any of it.
Okay, when you're ready.
Yeah.
The subcommittee together and,
Excellent. That would be perfect.
okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm not starting there next week. But Chase.
Just one question. Assuming you did have these put in place, I know you said cybersecurity could be added onto a programming web, but like legal and protective EMT, I don't think we have any shops that are we could build off of. So
That might be a new one.
all right. So I was just wondering like what like the timeline would be for getting that started, because I imagine we'd have to build on top of what we have with the new building.
Right, or if there is appropriate classroom space that can be redesignated for a change. So with the Department of Education, it's actually a 2-year process. So unfortunately, my friend, you will be graduating before that.
But your children will be.
Yes,
You have someone already interested.
yeah. Yeah, because the Department of Ed has specific deadlines that you have to make. And the first one, the application A, I believe the deadline for it is October 15th. So even if I came back to the committee and was ready to start that application process, it wouldn't be until 2027. Then it's a whole year of work behind the scenes, building the curriculums, formulating advisory boards, figuring out space, the budget, before we could even do it.
I was just curious because I didn't know the process. I know programming and web was, I believe, our newest shop, but I was just curious of like the process behind that. Thank you.
You looking to work?
Potentially.
All right, moving on to surplus equipment.
Well, the surplus equipment, we do have there, Chairman there, you have, we have 3 categories here. May want to take it all at once because it's all surplus equipment. The first category is surplus IT equipment. The second category is surplus of academic and library materials. And the third category is surplus of vocational shop equipment. The entire breakdown is in our packet that is there. It's extensive. But this has been identified as surplus, and the recommendation is to approve the surplusing of the IT equipment, the academic library materials, and the vocational shop equipment. That's as submitted on this list.
Mr. Chair, can I ask
Okay.
a question? So I'm looking for a little bit of guidance with the library, books and collections. Okay, so I'm a data person. We have over 12,000 individual library books. We have about 8,000 that we would like to deplete. If I could give you a raw number of the average of how many textbooks have been checked out of our library over the course of the last 3 years, about 2,000. However, when you surplus textbooks, it's very hard. I'm looking for some guidance on how you would like me. No one is gonna buy them on auction. My idea is that we could take some of the renewable leave them out if the kids want to donate them to their local reading libraries, but even libraries, we can call around to see if they want them. I'm just looking for a little bit of direction on that.
Are there any overseas entities that take on that?
We could research it. I would love to see them go to, some of ours are in really, really, really bad shape. They probably for.
That might not be that bad.
Yeah.
But,
This many old books.
Just English is English,
I also agree.
Yeah.
George Orwell, 1984.
although math changed.
a lot.
We don't want to throw them away.
We don't want to throw them away.
They have a useful life.
Yeah.
Former teacher.
Mr. Chairman, Leslie, when my mom unfortunately passed away, she had over 400 books that you could even look at that would like, you'd think they'd be in a bookstore still for sale because they were just one use, that was it. And my mother took good care of them because if my wife took one out, she wrote her name down like a librarian does and told her to get it back in 7 days. We could not get rid of those books. Our library didn't want them. I went to a thrift store. They took 100 of them, and the rest I dropped off at the Salvation Army, and even they were reluctant to take them. And that was only 400 books. So tough to get rid of them because nobody wants them. And these were in excellent shape. So just to give you that idea.
Just a thought. Anybody have any ideas?
I don't know, I think it's, come up with.
Yeah, the same camera, Fahrenheit 451 this.
Sorry.
What's that printing?
But,
Where they have nothing.
yeah. Yeah, I'll look into organizations overseas. They used to have the Got Books Foundation, but then you end up paying to get rid of the books. Is what ends up happening. You don't get the money. But, all right.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
so I make the recommendation is to the surplus, so I didn't say additional shop.
And the academic library and the IT equipment.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiase,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Miss Menard.
Yes.
We will not discuss again today in the past, so in on next month's agenda.
We have N, monthly financial report.
Ms. Petrosa?
So you have your monthly, school CTE report and your student activity fund balance. As far as the school store has been in discussion in the past, we have had some more purchases, that we've been receiving for, student uniforms that we have not decided back to school. If that is coming out of the school store account. As far as the regular budget, we're still working away. I have been starting to do calculations of our carryover for next year, so I'm hoping next meeting to have transfers to transfer money into that extraordinary maintenance line so that you can see the dollar amount of anticipation of carrying forward so that we know not to touch that and give the spread on all the other lines.
Any questions or comments on the report? No, we move on to old expenses.
So we only have one new additional expenditure at this time for Lake Farm House for the sophomore class trip in the amount of $11,497.50.
Recommendation to approve.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, Melissa, the Voc-Tech, the Hub Insurance, Hub International,
Oh, Hubbard on.
that has not been approved yet.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. The Hubbard to for the MSBA, the Triumvirate Environmental for the MSBA, for $30,936 for the chemical inventory. And the Hub International, for the MSBA, for $92,731 for the builder's risk policy extended 36/26 to 6/18/26.
Need a motion to accept. Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
All right, moving on to P. With that, the record.
Very quickly, members of the committee, because I do want to highlight that Mrs. Young, LPN director, is on, because they just underwent, something out the website. First of all, the enrollment is still solid, as you see on the, attached data there. The applications, I did mention it previously, it's actually at 88, and that we do have a drawing on March the 16th. The lottery report, March 16th, it's going to be at 6 o'clock at the school's auditorium. It's a live event. It's also being streamed. Then the LPN, there's the enrollment remains strong. What I do want to highlight is that the Massachusetts Board of Registration in Nursing, known as BORN, did schedule a site survey. It was blizzarded out the first time around, but they did come back one time again, and that was just last week. I do have on Mrs. Young, who was on board, and I'd like her to give a very brief overview of the problem.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So we had a board of nursing kind of a little bit of a different survey. We were supposed to have a 4-day site survey on site. And they were supposed to begin on that Monday of the blizzard. So the first day was supposed to be virtual anyway, so that began virtual. I did meet with them on that Monday morning for the plan. They decided that I would send them documents so they could review them virtually, and we would kind of check in with how the blizzard was going, but we all know how that went. So the week they reviewed all of our documents virtually through the week that we had prepared. They all based on the standards for this 244 CMR 6.0. It's the nursing education standards that we have to meet and be compliant with. And there's 5 standards. There's several things within those standards. So we had prepped all these documents. And then the plan was to come for an in-person site visit, which was the 5th, which was last Wednesday. So they did come. It was a whirlwind day. They met with Mr. Bentley and I to begin the day. They met with the faculty, the staff, the students, and there were several conversations throughout the day. And then there was a summation that happened at the end where they kind of went through all of the areas that we are having some difficulty with, apparently. Some of the things, I won't go through all of them, but there is some policy concerns that we need to change wording, some of the language. There were some website issues that I think we've already addressed and fixed because there was who was going to put these things on the website, but we have kind of addressed that. There's some job descriptions. All of the job descriptions have to be changed and updated. They were not happy with those. They felt that it did not reflect the responsibilities of the faculty, nor did it have the regulatory language for the Board of Nursing, so including mine. So all of those have to be redone. There were there's lots of data that they need. So as they told me and in the summation, they know that there's a lot of work being done, but it's not captured in charts and data. They want to see student outcomes beginning from when they're admitted all the way through to their NCLEX pass rates. So that's all through the courses, grades through the courses, and and see how it aligns with the ultimate outcome of the NCLEX pass rate. The last year, the pass rate was 95%. The 2 previous years, it was 100%. So we're not really having an issue with our NCLEX pass rate, but that is one of the measurable items. We do not currently have, they're very concerned with all the PN programs about obstetrics. Now, LPNs do not get hired directly into the obstetric field. However, it is covered in the NCLEX, and they are being they're very focused on direct care and obstetrics. This is an area that is extremely difficult to obtain because the RN schools have priority here because they're the ones who are going to be working in that area. I have made a huge effort to try to get some type of experience to no avail at this point. Currently, I am waiting on South Coast to maybe approve a contract. And I have been able to secure space in their childbirth classes. However, the board told me they do not want them just observing, and they want direct care of some type. That requires a contract through the system, which has not, they are telling me that it takes a very long time. They're trying to expedite this. I've also asked if I could have like a 2-week span where I could send my students for at least 1 shift because we are non-compliant with this. And this is going to be a big issue. And I worry that this may put us on a warning status and even affect the next year because they say this then does not meet our student outcomes. In the past, this has not been a significant issue. We've always done all of our OB content in the school. We've done simulation. We have run it in the school with lab demonstrations and that kind of stuff, but that's not good enough anymore. They also were concerned that we do not have an OB instructor at this time in their expertise. We have in the past. Our last OB instructor was the year of 23-24, and she resigned. So right now, there is no one on faculty with an expertise in obstetrics. We have 2 faculty that were former school nurses, so that met the PD expertise. And of course, all the other faculty meet the expertise of med surg and what they need for that. But that was also another issue for them. They are concerned about shared governance with the parent institution and our program. They did not see it clearly documented, regular meetings, things like that. They're very concerned about that. I was just trying to give highlights. They have not sent the actual written report yet. That should be coming. This was just in the summation, and it was, I think Mr. Bentley can attest, it was very, very quick. She just runs down all of the standards and met, not met, that kind of stuff. She felt the faculty, there was not enough resources in the program to run the program and not enough. She was concerned when the students told them that if there was a problem in clinical, in their community setting, who would they call? And they said Mrs. Young. And they said only because Mrs. Young is the only one back at the school. All the other, so in community experiences, the students rotate out away from their clinical instructor. So the clinical instructor is back at their clinical site with another group of students. So the only other person would be me back at the school. Not that I could not manage the problem, but they were concerned about that as there was no other level. They wanted to know who else was back at the school. And I said, no one, just me. All the instructors are out at clinical. We don't have a clinical department head nor an academic department head as we have in the past. And the clinical department head was the one who would manage the students out at clinic. So that was another issue. We both Mr. Bentley and I were on the board of nursing meeting yesterday to address the change of location that they had to approve. So we spoke to that, I spoke to that, and they did approve they accepted and approved the change of location to BCC. However, there are many things that they wrote that need to be in place by June 1st. One of them being everything must be installed and operational, being the simulation room, the learning, the TVs, all of our equipment to instruct must be in place. And there are some other things like budgetary things that I think the other people on the team would have to address, certificate of occupancy, the memorandum of, authority, fiscal responsibility, some of the other things. They do also want documentation of shared governance with the parent institution and the LPN program and how that is being done.
So on these things, Mr. Chairman, I sent you a proposal for a date to meet, Lisa.
Yes.
We can begin these conversations. And chipping away at the list in front of us of 15 items that just like. So at that meeting there, I'll bring my stuff. You can come up here, or I can go there. I'd rather go to your place to do it. We can start chipping away on this, and I think that we may be presenting, Mr. Chairman, asking for a subcommittee meeting in order to get the updates, because we're getting to the point now, we're getting ready to move. They found many good things in the program, but they were very precise. And there is a lot of work to do, and I know that, and I know they're working hard. But the thing that they found,
I think Mr. Bagan, you're
Yeah, and actually, Lisa, I appreciate your work on this. I know it's a lot when they come out and do these reviews of all of your policies and procedures and everything that goes into that. And I do appreciate your work on that.
Thank you.
Just listening to some of the things you say, it's hard to understand why so many people are cutting their LPN programs.
Yeah.
They seem to make it very difficult for us to function in a realistic setting. I mean, the obstetrics alone, I understand. I mean, coming from the medical field, I understand there are certain situations you're just not going to get clinical time in a hospital in obstetrics. It's not going to happen. Chances are you are not going to get a contract with a hospital to do obstetrics because the nursing programs take precedent, and it's just not going to happen. And if it does, fantastic. But it's going to be a stretch, and the fact that we can't do that in lab simulation, it makes it very difficult for us to move forward in those situations.
Well, they'll accept half, so half of your clinical hours can be simulation, but now they want it direct into direct care in the field. Which
I mean, that would be great to get a contract with somebody to do some, but it's going to be a stretch, and like I said, I mean. Get your work cut out for you.
So I think you get the gist of where this is going and what the plan is in order to stop remediating it.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a suggestion that, number one, that Leslie, since she'll be taking over as superintendent next year, get involved in this because it's going to be in her lap when this whole thing comes down. And so I think the subcommittee should be at those meetings because they're going to have to evaluate if this is going to be cost us where we're going to jump back in the red again. So I think a lot more people need to be involved in this and making decisions what we're going to do with that program if this is what's going on. And like Jeff said, I can totally understand why the LPN programs in the state are passing, eliminating themselves. So that's just a recommendation, a suggestion, Mr. Chairman. But I really believe that our new superintendent should be involved because she's going to be dealing with it, and then also that our LPN subcommittee members should be at some of those meetings to start hearing what's going on.
That we just discussed that they are, and I'm sure Leslie's going to be part of that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more thing I'd like to add to your report is I'd really like to say that on behalf of the board that Miles and the maintenance crew did a great job this last storm. It was a lot of snow.
Yeah. I think the constant communication was especially important. The work behind the scenes and Miles being on the front line with all the other boys and girls there. everybody involved, people going to the hospital, getting transportation, working here,
Yeah.
especially our outside vendors that came to help us. I mean, it was when we opened on Monday, it was as if it was any other storm. And yet it was of the century at least. And it was remarkable. Miles did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, Miles and the tires.
They did a fabulous job.
You know, we could have just taken another week off and let it melt. Well, maybe so. They did a great, they did a great job.
Kids wouldn't have been happy.
They did a great job. Photos I saw, they
No,
did fantastic.
let's face it, the parents of this
A lot of
would
work.
have been happy.
A lot of work.
Many of my friends were itching to get out of the house finally, so
Yeah.
I think the 1 week really was.
Good point, Mr. Chair.
Great. Okay, next is calendar of events.
The calendar events are very normal that we have coming up for April. Do want to point out, and I don't know if anybody's reached out to anybody here for the Skills USA competition, if they're going to be judging this year. I know Mr. DiBiaseo has in the past. But we do have normal and ordinary activities. We are going to be having our incoming freshmen take their exams as they normally do for the placement. And that's about it, and April vacation.
And March the 1st is the spring advisory.
April first.
April.
April first is that. We're looking forward to having Helena just send out all the mailings that she's not even had yet. They went out, we're looking forward to having everybody here. The 5:30 start with something provided by Westport, the drafts. Like that, and then we'll be moving on to the meeting portion.
All right. Also on the calendar of events, the main meeting we have to schedule.
Just as a recap, Mr. Chairman, you're absolutely right. Is that now in May, the school committee meeting is scheduled for May the 7th. That is a conflict. May 14th, the week after, is another conflict because that is the ODS banquet. Be that except if my understanding is correct, you may be away.
Yeah, what about the, we want to go further out, like first, or?
Fine.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
Yeah,
We have our National Technical Honor Society that evening.
the 21st?
Yes.
May is a busy awards month.
What is the date you're looking at, Paul?
Well, I just threw out the 21st because we can't do it the 21st is taken.
The only problem with that is I know we've got that big project going on and they want their bills approved so they can pay their subcontractors. So if we wait till the 21st, it's pushing them 2 weeks away from.
Yeah.
Do it on another day.
Very
I'll-
important.
How about the week of the 11th?
Well, any day you need.
I can do the 12th.
The 12th?
Tuesday, May 12th.
Yeah.
Deco, yes.
That's your one.
It's May is celebratory heaven.
We can do any day, I just can't be there Monday or Wednesday. So, anyway, everyone else can be there.
I can sneak and do the Deco Awards and we stay and do the meeting instead.
Well, the Deborah was, Ray does that, but I found to congratulate them, but we did that last year, the Deborah.
Yeah.
It was a nice night. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, so the
They-
12th.
It's fine. Whatever night works, best for the.
How about the 12th?
Tuesday, May 12th.
Yep. Yep,
So it is Tuesday, May 12th.
May 12th. Yep. All right, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Good, I'm sorry.
the June meeting, do we want to look at that because graduation has now been,
Yes.
we want to look
So,
at that as well.
Originally had graduation on June 4th. This committee already previously approved moving that to June the 9th. And that is, the committee should be aware of that. And that was because of the Skills USA competition, is the same during his graduation. And it allowed the students to say, no, if you go to nationals, we move to graduation.
So graduations.
Graduation is June the 9th. But you have a school committee meeting in June, and originally I think it's June 11th.
So typically would be June 11th, right? Because that's the second Thursday. but because graduation was supposed to be on June 11th, we moved it to June 4th. But now, can we just move it back to June 11th to that secretary?
Ninth.
Right.
So the 11th would be moving the originally scheduled school committee meeting of the 4th, which got bumped.
No, if the 11 got bumped to the 4th, we want to go back to the 11.
We want to go back to the 11th.
Correct. All right.
I can agree.
Oh, you can. All right, why don't you send something out for the June? At least we got the May, and we'll take care of June. All right.
Thank you.
All right, nothing came in within the 48 hours?
No.
No correspondence. Next meeting is 8. Have a business executive session.
Yes, we do. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 38, 21A, Article 2, conduct sessions, preparation, negotiating. Personnel. Conduct collective bargaining sessions. Meeting. We will come back in session. Address the matter we skipped, which is 3.0, 3.1-D, discussing assistant superintendent.
All right, get a motion to go to executive session. Need a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Get a roll call?
Mr. Jennings, Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu,
Yes.
Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Helena, is it, am I going to be able to stay online?
So I was thinking, Mr. DiBiaseu, it might be easier if I just call you.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we are back in open session. Need a roll call?
Mr. Jennings,
Yes.
Mr. Beegan,
Yes.
Mr. DiBiaseu, Attorney Flanagan,
Yes.
Mr. Manuel's,
Yes.
Ms. Menard.
Yes.
Okay, we're back in open session. We're gonna take up 3.1E, discussion
T.
of assistant superintendent.
T.
E. Right?
It's D on mine. Is it E?
Oh, I got E on mine.
Okay, well, I only have it from the green sheet. How is E?
Okay.
Which one? Need?
Well, it's the discussion
It
on the
is.
superintendent,
Exactly.
assistant superintendent principal position.
I recommend to the board that they entertain a motion to post for the assistant superintendent principal's position immediately, and that it's posted for a start date of July 1st, 2026, at a salary range of 165,000 to 175,000.
Motion made.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Don? Okay. So I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.